big news. Rittenhouse trial. This is the motion to dismiss. So they asked for a motion to dismiss the other day. A lot of stuff's been going on. I'm going to look at this from the side of fairness to justice. Okay, you have to take your political goggles off and look at this as this one day could be you. This could be a family member, a friend. It could be anybody in this position. So that's why we have rules in court. The rules are very distinctive. There's no common law has been around since the 1600s and older than that. And it's just it's in our DNA at this point that this is how things work. So let's go over some of these things here. I want you to be up to speed on what's happening if there is a mistrial or if you're wondering what it is everybody's talking about. Okay. So what happened was the other day in court, they're going over this video evidence. There's one video evidence is what this whole case has been around. Okay. Here's the first page. I want to get down here. It's paragraph. It's actually 12. I'll give you guys if you want to pause or anything. Here's a to read it. That's fine. It keeps all this is saying like hey, we keep saying that the state kept bringing up new stuff, and we're like, you can't do this. And they actually asked for a mistrial the other day, and the judge said file a motion. So here we go on paragraph 12. This is where you need to know. This is what everybody's talking about right now. Paragraph 12, on November 5th, 2021, this is during the trial. The fifth day of the trial, in this case, the prosecution turned over to the defense footage of a drone video which captured some of the incident from the 25th of August, 2020. The problem is the prosecution gave the defense a compressed version of the video. Now, you know how digital photos work, okay? It's... just look at your TVs. You've got 720, 1080, 4K. Now you got 8K. Your computer monitors, you have 5K computer monitors. You have 6K. You have 2K computer monitors. You go to, look like HDR 10, HDR Dolby. You've got DVDs. Blu-rays, 4K Blu-rays. You even had 3D if they're still around. So all this is the same image. It's just manipulated by computer programming. So what you want the rawest form. Matter of fact, if you know anything about Apple and their phones, they're been talking about how you're able to take photos in what's called RAW. If you're a photography person, you have RAW imaging. RAW imaging has a bunch of pixels in it that you don't need most of the time and stuff. They don't really make it all that much better. But if you are a professional, you always want that because you can get to such minute detail if you're going to do something like a Photoshop or something else to it. And that's a real quick example of some of the stuff that you need for it. So the state turned over footage of a drone which captured some of the stuff. I think this might have been the drone that this just popped up one day. They had no idea this was there, this evidence. The problem is the prosecution gave the defense a compressed version of the video. What that means is the video provided the defense was not as clear as the video kept by the state. The state is supposed to be an advocate for justice. They don't get rewarded for putting people in jail. Okay? Matter of fact, I would say that they actually are it should be a reward for them not to put people in jail, because that means that they checked and made sure that the police or somebody else, whatever along the lines of the judicial system was followed correctly. The full size of the video that they gave the defense was 3.6 megabytes. And the state is 11.2 megabytes. That's 3 times its size in memory. Further, the dimensions of our video are 480 by 212. The states is 920 by 844. So we're talking about one is at close to 1080p. One is less than the old 480i, I want to say. Imaging. Let's see here. So the video, which was in the state's possession, wasn't provided to the defense until after the trial concluded. That's the key sentence right there. They did not get this evidence until after the trial concluded. This is why they're saying stuff like, I mean, they're trying to make out these little images and stuff, and they couldn't do it. Well, hell, the images didn't exist because they shrunk them down so much. They got distortion in their video. They sent them like instead of a crystal clear image or a crystal clear signal, they sent them a distorted one. The state indicated that their version was much clearer and had their tech person come into court to review the clearer video. The video is the same. The resolution of the video, however, was not. The state did not provide their quality video to the defense until Saturday, November 13th. Monday, the 15th, is when the jury met to talk. And only did so upon specific request by Attorney Wisco, that's Agent 47, the ball guy, 2 days before closing arguments and after the evidence had been closed. That means they can't bring more evidence in. That means the jury has seen it, and that is what they have to make their mind up on. It's not the facts, okay? It's manipulated facts that were manipulated by the state. Now, there's further information I found out just recently, was that there's this guy who pushed Kyle down, and he goes and he jumps over and he kicks him in the head, which, by the way, head injuries like that, even Gage Grosskreutz said that head injuries are very traumatic, very bad things, shouldn't be happening. But head injuries are exactly what you look at. I have a friend of mine who I was talking to about this. It was Vegas Rick. I was talking to Vegas Rick about this, and he said that he had done a training on head injuries, and it's like, they are so serious. You have no idea how bad they mess you up. And you don't even know if at the time, it may be, a long time after the occurrence that you have an effect of it. Some people have died like a week later from a head injury. They had bleeding on the brain and didn't know it. This is absolutely horrendous. This is a slap in the face of every American who ever died for the idea of freedom. This is a slap in the face of every student who ever went to law school. This is a slap in the face of every person who ever stood up and said the Pledge of Allegiance, took their hat off at a ball game for the national anthem. For everybody who's ever seen a soldier or talked to one, anyone who's ever put on a uniform with an American flag on it, what the prosecution has done in this case right here is a slap in your face. It may seem small to you. You're being prejudicial. You have to look at this blindly. Don't be political. This is America's justice system, and you want it to work for you just as much as it might work for somebody that you don't like. Okay? In the long run, it all equals out. But by God, you don't fabricate stuff. What is this? What is a winning? Winning is a myth. Okay? If I was the prosecution, I would say I win by holding the law. I lose by manipulating it. This is absolutely horrendous. Now, my little rant right there is also based off this also. The guy, the jump kick guy, I forgot to finish about that. That guy, he's sitting in jail right now, and the prosecution knows it. Supposedly, according to reports last night, he has gone to the prosecution. He asked to testify if that would help him, but he wanted immunity from what he was in jail for. He said, hey, listen, if you'll get me out of this place, I'll testify for you as a witness. But I'm the dude in the photos. And I've seen the photos of him and seen the photos that they're showing of the dude jumping over Kyle, the jump kicker, and they look alike. And if that's true, if they didn't bring that up, They hid evidence from the jury. How can a jury be expected to come back with knowing all the facts? Now, if you right now are against Kyle, after all this I've said, think of this. The jury could acquit Kyle based on the evidence they saw. You don't want that. They could convict him based on the evidence they didn't see. That's what you want. The other side of the coin, this should happen. There should be a mistrial of prejudice. These guys should be turned into the bar. They should be fired from the prosecutor's office. This is a slap to the prosecutor and the people that pay taxes in the state of Wisconsin. However, on the other side of this, the jury might come back with an innocent plea, a guilty plea, that they would have had an innocent plea if they had seen the evidence. That's unfair to Kyle. So see, it's unfair to both sides. You just have to ask the question right. And it's unfair to you. That's the main thing. So anyway, this is the latest update on the Kyle Rittenhouse case. This is what's happening. Go ahead, see if there's nothing else here. There's a page. Let's see here. Close this out. Don't want you to see that. There's a here's a couple more pages you can stop on and read if you want to. It's just the it talks about the footage and everything and how bad it is. There's a bad faith on the part of the prosecutor. That's the key. Bad faith on the prosecutor. And I think they even put in here is whether they're trying to get another chance to kick the cat, which I think is a hilarious term they've come up with, which means you get another swing at the plate. So this is just, there it is, man. This is bad. It was all really just, so anyway, y'all, be good, take care, and Godspeed. Hey, thanks for watching, and please go ahead and subscribe and hit that like button. Appreciate it.